Townsel here. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to share some of the things that I've learned in my years on this earth of experience and observation, reading and teaching about child development and parenting. I am by no means an expert, but my kids turned out pretty well. I've taught thousands and thousands of other people's kids, and I've watched lots of people with their kids. I've done a lot of reading, as I said, and so these videos are just going to share some of the top 3 or 4 things that I've seen in my time that maybe can help parents, guardians, teachers, anyone else who has to deal with infants, toddlers, preschoolers, middle schoolers, and teenagers. Grade schoolers and middle schoolers, people tend to either love them or hate them, but these are kids before they start going through puberty and after they're no longer preschoolers. It's a wide range of intellectual development, emotional development, and social development. I was never a big fan of teaching middle schoolers, but that's my current job now, and I love it. I surprise myself. It's exciting to get up and go see them every day, to see who they're going to be, to see how much change they've made just in a short 24 hours. They're hilarious, and there's such a big difference between 6th graders and 8th graders. It's just, I'm really, truly enjoying it. But grade schoolers are very interesting little creatures. So actually I'm going to give you 4 things that I've learned about grade schoolers and middle schoolers. One is let them change their personality. They're trying on personalities and things like we try on clothes. So just let them go to the personality mall, so to speak. Let them try on the personalities, and they're going to be confused by it. You're going to be confused by it. But if you're in the household with a grade schooler or a middle schooler, they're trying to find themselves. So let them try on different clothes. Really and truly, they're going to change the wardrobes and change their hair, change their personalities, change their interests. Just let them throw that spaghetti noodle on the wall and see what sticks. They're going to come out on the other side at the end of it knowing more about themselves the more things that they try. Let them experience those new things. Let them experience clubs, everything. Just let them get out there and see what's out there in the world for them to be. They're just going to change from day to day, even from minute to minute sometimes. And unfortunately for grade schoolers and middle schoolers, their friends become more of an influence in their families many times, and families can get their feelings hurt about this, but it's part of their growing up that they have to get out and see what else is out there socially in the world. The best thing to do is to not punish them for this. Let them know that you're still there for them. It's still plan family outings, family get-togethers, family bonding things at home, but let them go out and be social with their peers. Let them go out and engage with other people. It's really, really important for their socialization skills to be able to do that. Another thing about grade schoolers and middle schoolers, they're super moody, super moody. When they start going through puberty, or right before they start going through puberty, the hormones just kind of like come in there and take control of their bodies, their emotions, and they don't like it and we don't like it, but they're just moody. So as adults, we have to realize that their moodiness and their sarcasm and their sharpness is not indicative of our relationship. It's just indicative of their moods. They're just moody, and they don't have the language to say, I'm stressed out, I'm frustrated, I don't feel well, I don't know what my body's doing, I don't know when my friends didn't talk to me today. They don't have the vocabulary to express that frustration and all that. And then also when they're happy, they're just extremely happy sometimes, and they don't know how to contain all that. So they go from one end of the spectrum to the other. So they're just moody, and as grown people, we have to understand that that has got nothing to do with our relationships or them, whether they're still engaged with us or not. They're just moody. And we're going to have to let them be that. Our role is to let them know we're still there for them and to start teaching them self-regulation strategies so that they can be appropriate. And, of course, not be anger and hurt other people or hurt things in the environment, not be overly exuberant and hurt other people and things in the environment, things like that. We just have to teach them like appropriate boundaries in regard to contextual settings and things like that. So we're going to guide them, not punish them for being moody. Sometimes they really can't help it. And what I tell mine is that all of us make bad decisions. We all make bad decisions every day. Someone who repeatedly makes the same bad decision, that becomes the character. So don't punish them for making the occasional bad decision, but repeated bad decisions about the same things, that does become character. And then another thing that I see about grown people, especially parents, is when their child starts looking like an adult, they want to be their friend. Kids do not need their parents and guardians to be their friend. They don't need their teachers to be their friend. That that's just dangerous territory. And I'm going to step on a limb here and get on my soapbox. Two little cliche things here, but I tell my pre-service teachers when I did that if you're a grown person, if you're an adult, and you have to have a middle schooler or a teenager as a friend, what does that say about you? They're immature. Their bodies are like past their mind most of the time. We can be friendly. We can be friendly to them, of course, be supportive, but we should not have to be friends with middle schoolers and teenagers. That's just weird. That's where a lot of people get into trouble. So don't try to be their friend. They need parenting. They need discipline. They need guidance. They don't need us to be their friends. All these parents are running around saying that their teenager, their preteen is their best friend. Ugh. Ooh. Just ooh. Get grown people to be your friends. And then the last thing is parents of grade schoolers and middle schoolers, we need to stop rescuing them. They have to learn that when they make a bad choice that they're going to have to accept the consequences of those bad choices. Parents who are always bringing their lost homework to the school, they're always like getting them out of a jam, they're always like fixing everything for their kids so their kids don't have to suffer any negative consequences. What these super parents are teaching their kids is, baby, when you make a bad decision, I'm going to rescue you from it. Well, we could probably rescue them from a lot of bad decisions they make as grade schoolers and middle schoolers, but when they get to be teenagers, their bad choices can have permanent consequences on them. They can have permanent financial consequences on them. They can have permanent parental responsibilities. They can get people pregnant or become pregnant themselves. They can get into a whole bunch of fixes that we can't save them from. I think it's better to go ahead and let grade schoolers and middle schoolers understand, hey, this is the choice I made, right or wrong, and I'm going to have to suffer the consequences of it. They need to learn from their mistakes when they're young and learn to think things through instead of getting into the habit of saying, it doesn't matter what I decide because my mom and my dad or my parent, my guardian, and my teacher's always going to rescue me from it. I had a student tell me one time, she said, every other teacher would let me fix this. And I'm like, well, I'm not every other teacher, and I told you guys that you needed to make a choice and you were going to have to stick with your choice throughout the end of this project. And so she was really angry that I didn't rescue her from her bad choice of destroying her project because she just wanted to destroy her project. So yes, it's going to make us look like we're mean for the moment, but part of being an adult and parenting a child or teaching a child is we have to be mean, and we have to not be their friend. We have to not rescue them. We have to show them the better way. We have to show them the way to be an adult. And rescuing people all the time from bad decisions, it's not helping them to become a responsible adult. It's not going to help them to become a teenager who's going to make wise choices for himself or herself. It's not going to help them become a person who can make the best choices for their lifespan. It just isn't. So, unpopular opinion maybe, but I've seen a lot of parents rescue their kids, and it tends to not work out well. It tends to not work out well. It works much better just to go ahead and be that mean old parent, that mean old teacher, and let them suffer the consequences of their decisions. And that's how they learn to make better decisions. Isn't that how we all learn to make better decisions? Is reflecting on the consequences of our poor decisions. So to recap for middle schoolers, 1, let them try on their personalities, let them change their personalities, know that they're going to be moody, avoid trying to be their friend, and stop rescuing them from everything. Let them suffer some consequences so they can learn how to make good decisions. Grade schoolers, middle schoolers. It's a challenging stage. Parents and guardians may not be able to guarantee their products. We're not like a company or a factory that's making a product to put out there that we can stamp a guarantee on, but we are responsible for the process. The thing about parenting is we're in it and we're just trying to figure it out as we go along. So we're going to make mistakes. All parents are going to make mistakes. All guardians are going to make mistakes. All teachers will make mistakes. We just keep trying to learn from our mistakes and do the best that we can. But we are responsible for the process. And to me, that means that we need to know as much about the process as possible. So taking the advice and opinions of other people who've been through it is extremely helpful. One thing when I started becoming a parent, I looked at my kids as being humans. I looked at them as being adults for the rest of their life and not just babies or something that was in my life for a period of time or something to give me a sense of satisfaction or a sense of purpose in my life. I looked at it as that I was honored to be able to have this child for 18 years to mold into a responsible citizen, a responsible person of humanity. And I didn't think about raising them to be a certain role in family or a certain type of employee or something like that. I looked at them, and if they're going to be responsible, respectful, and happy, then I've done my job. And I just didn't put any kind of other kind of qualifiers or things like that on my children. I just wanted to do the best I can so that they could be happy, responsible, and respectful. So I think that they are. I hope that they are. They seem to be. Thanks for watching. Remember, it's free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this video if appropriate, and leave your comments below. If you've got advice that you'd like to give other people, please leave it in the comments below so that we can help one another. And if you have time before you leave, watch another one of these videos on YouTube because they'd like for you to stick around. Thanks. Bye.